This is the Ice Spikes biome, arguably Minecraft's most unforgiving biome. There are no animals, no trees, no crops, no villages. There really is nothing but ice. So when I opted to survive 100 days in this world, yeah, it wasn't my best choice, but let's see what happened. If you're going to enjoy the video, then please consider giving it a like, and why not subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this. I'm still aiming to get 200k by the end of the year. Let's do this. So let's make the world. I'll even enable some of these 20.2 features. Ooh, fancy. And we begin. This is the shameless shout out to mention that I stream this all on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Havenhand. Go check it out with the pinned comment or the link in the description. And let's get schmoving. The first simple goal was simple. I need to get myself some wood. Going into this challenge, I knew that there was a chance for trees to spawn, but it was an incredibly rare chance of spawning. At least that was the case before 1.18. Yeah, it turns out that in 1.18, Mojang made some subtle changes, especially to the Ice Spikes biome, which removed all grass blocks from being spawned. And if you don't have any grass blocks, that means that no trees can spawn. And if I don't have any trees, then I can't get any wood. And no matter how long I wander around, that isn't going to change. So if I'm wanting to survive in this world, I'm going to need to get very, very lucky. Lush Caves Haven or Mineshaft, do you know how hard it would be for me to find one? Like, it would be so incredibly hard. Like a ravine. Oh, shut up. Oh my god, shut up. Guys, it was all part of the plan. I put it in the script. I knew that exactly -62, 1,600. I knew exactly here that there would be one. Yeah, that'll work. So after slowly working my way in, collecting the wood, getting myself some stone tools, a bit of coal, had a quick lava bath, of course, and also grabbing some iron along the way, it turned to day 2. Working my way into the mine shaft, shockingly enough, there was mobs down here. I know, who'd have seen that one coming. But now that I have wood, the second good thing that mine shafts offer is string. By getting myself 12 string, I can make myself 3 wool, which gets me a bed, and 2 more string, and I can actually make myself a fishing rod. Both are incredibly valuable, especially in the early days of this world. Like these diamonds right over here. I can't mine them yet, but hey, they're there. I got the 14 string I needed, headed back up, and then I started fishing. And then I fished all day and slept all night. Until day 3, where I made myself some iron tools. Nice, I know. So pretty much day 3 was more of collecting the basics, mining a bit of iron, but you know. Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared the cheapest out of me. You also did a lot of damage. Collecting a bit of wood. I even got myself that 1 diamond. Want to remind everybody that 20.2 is supposed to increase the diamond veins, and that is a bold-faced lie so far. I did take a little break to cook myself some iron, and I also made myself a clock. I'm going to spend a lot of time underground here, so keeping track of the days is definitely going to be helpful. Ooh, a spawner. Coal's nice. Iron's nice. The melon seeds. Kind of useful. Not gonna lie, the rest of day 4, I mined some iron, I made some armor, and that was about it. So continuing to explore on day 5, and I activated look.exe as I found 2 spawners that were basically next to each other, and the spawner that I found yesterday was only around the corner. So let's see what's inside these spawners. Alright. You know what? I'll take it. It's not that good, but I'll take it. Oh! Lord. Thank you for these 30 bits, but more importantly, thank you for this freaking looting free book. Oh my god, yes. And with that, I decided it's time to head up. It was night, so let's sleep. I did set myself up a temporary base on day 6. I also headed up, and near the water source, I planted myself some melons and some pumpkins, of course. After that, I did a bit more fishing because I'm still quite desperate for food. And then on day 7, I had a staircase attached to the mine shaft from my temporary base, so what I decided to do was actually put some stairs down just to make it easier for me to get up and down. After that, I grabbed myself a bit of cobblestone. The plan at this point was to actually work on a base that isn't just a hole in the ground. But now on day 8, I think I'm just gonna get the flooring in. It was a lot of ice breaking and cobble placing, which admittedly was quite a slow process, but hey, at least we got the floor done this day. But on day 9, my ADHD brain couldn't just sit down and do one thing, so I decided to return to the cave. To be honest with you, I'd rather remove all the cave spider spawners whilst I'm here, so I'm gonna run into this head first and that. Good. Jesus. Oh my god, that was it. That was nearly the end. That was nearly our end game. Didn't hear it, didn't see it. Luckily, your boys got some reactions. So after clearing out more cave spiders and getting myself some diamonds, I forgot that I had look.exe activated and benefited from that quite a lot. This could be good. Here we go. Just one. What is happening? What is happening? Listen, I get YouTube will look at times, but this is crazy. This is crazy. This is absolutely wild. Are you serious right now? What is happening? Classic luck.exe. Wait, what do you mean it's still activated? I seem to believe it was somewhere here. Zombie villager. I just heard a zombie villager. This is the greatest Minecraft day anyone will ever play. He's even holding an item. You know what, day 9? Day 9 was a good day, I must say. I made myself some diamond tools on day 10, and then I headed back down underground to find myself a pretty big cave. It had a few more diamonds in, and thanks to the 20.2 update, there actually was a decent amount of diamonds, which was fantastic. 2 veins of diamonds got me 10 diamonds. I'm so used to only having 2 diamonds at this point. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's mine some obsidian. On day 11, and now listen, some of you may notice that I'm currently trying to mine obsidian with an iron pickaxe. Sadly for myself or anybody in the chat, nobody noticed for about 5 minutes. So yeah, a lot of egg on our faces in this moment. So here's the situation. Obviously I've got the diamonds and the obsidian. Sugarcane and leather is definitely an issue because I don't know if sugarcane will be obtainable in this world. Leather in theory is obtainable. I could go to the Nether and sort that out. I really don't want to go to the Nether without enchants, but the honest to God way I'm thinking about doing this, if I can get another book, I could grindstone it. But these 3 books are so good that I don't want to grindstone any of them. I did do a quick run around the area to see if I could find any sugarcane. Spoiler alert, just like trees, sugarcane is also unobtainable as of 1.18. Well, at least by naturally spawning methods, that is. I did return to the caves on day 12. It was a pretty standard, and the extra diamonds were definitely nice for this caving trip. The most important thing though was I finally got myself a spyglass. At the time of streaming this, 1.20.2 didn't have an Optifine out, so yeah, this was a nice addition, I must say. But when I returned on day 13, I can officially say that the reason I actually went caving in the first place was to pick up some gold. You see, the Nether was calling me, and I thought the easiest, safest, and most simple way for me to get a book was to actually barter one, and so it is time to enter the Nether. We disabled luck.exe, right? Right, we do actually have the gold. Oh. This is not a bad spawn, you know. Probably 2010. Shut up! Are you serious? This is legitimately the luckiest 100 days I've ever done. Look at that. Look at that. I trapped myself a pigling and started trading the gold, and no, I maxed out lux.exe sadly, at least for now, but I did get myself a fire resistance potion as well as some spectral arrows, which was actually quite nice. Without any more gold for bartering, I knew that the only way for me to get a book is to actually search the bastion in front of me, but for right now, I'm not ready. I need some food first. And then I remembered on day 14 that I actually had myself some spare diamonds, and so I made myself some armor. After that, I did do another trip into the world to see if I could find myself some sugarcane. As I've already previously said, it's not possible for me to get sugarcane this way, so sadly for me, I was yet again wasting my time. I did actually find myself a broken nether portal that had a projectile protection 4 gold helmet, which was nice, I guess. And so after making myself a second anvil, for some reason on day 15, I used my first enchanted book, protection 4, on my diamond chestplate. After that, I returned into the nether and returned into the bastion to see if I could find myself an enchanted book. I took it very slow, with basically no enchants. I was fairly confident that a brute would 1, if not 2, shot me if it was able to attack me. But after finding my first chest, I got myself a soul speed book. It literally is the perfect book to grindstone. Also got myself a little bit of netherite, which was nice, can't complain. And as I was heading out, I had to deal with some hoglings, get myself some leather, which is nice. If I can only think of a way to get sugarcane, I'll be able to get myself a book. So I did the grindstone on day 16, made myself the enchanting table, enchanted everything that I could. I also added looting free to my diamond sword, though if I want to use the extra enchanted books I've got, I am actually going to need to get myself some more levels, and so I went back into the caves directly looking for coal this time because that was something else I was quite low on. I did spend myself a couple of days down in the caves. I was mining the little coal that I could and getting the extra levels that I needed. I also grabbed myself a little bit more wood since I was running low. That also took an extra day whilst I was down here, and it was on day 19 where I came back to base. I started building it as well at this point because I was getting really fed up with the hole in the ground. I also did add efficiency 5 to my diamond pickaxe finally, mainly because I'm going to need myself some deep slate for this build, and mining it without efficiency 5 would be a very slow process. I mined a few stacks of deep slate, I polished that deep slate up, and I got building. I also needed myself a little bit of glass, so on day 20, I started digging some easy access sand that I found before carrying on the build. It was a lot of building this day, attempting to make it look semi-decent. I mean, let's be honest for a second, we all know it's going to be the best build in Minecraft, so there's obviously nothing to worry about. And it was more building on day 21. I used logs for building, which in retrospect was actually kind of a dumb idea. I don't have that many logs. Nevertheless, I do think it actually added to the build, so I'm going to keep them on there. And here is the build about 90% done on day 22. It's definitely something, but for now, I am done building. Instead, I'm going to go back into the cave to see if I can get myself some Dug Dan Dimmer Domes. Whilst I was caving on day 23, can I just say that 20.2 definitely coming in clutch with these diamonds. With 3 veins of diamonds, I got myself 13 diamonds, which is absolutely fantastic. I needed 13 for the legged and helmet, so it's the perfect amount. I did also find myself an extra spawner, but sadly, since I've disabled look.exe, I can only find some golden apples in here. I did get myself a couple extra diamonds afterwards, which got me to 22. And on day 24, when I returned, I made myself some diamond armor. Don't I look good? Though I did return back to the caves pretty much the next day because I actually still need to get myself a couple of levels. And, well, look.exe was apparently back up and running because, I mean, I made a TikTok about it. Wait. Shut up. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Are they both exactly the same? Oh my god, this is wunderbar. They're both holding bones and they're both spawned in the same cave. That is sensational. So I went back into the Nether, grabbed myself some blade rods and pretty much left straight away. On the way out as well, as I got to the overworld, a wandering trader right here. Isn't that fantastic? A jungle sapling for 5 emeralds. Well, don't mind if I do. One new feature of 20.2 was that the villager trades have actually been changed slightly, so I can actually trade a water bucket for some emeralds. So if I do enough trades, I should be able to buy myself jungle sapling. Unfortunately for me, this is a one-time trade. Once you do this trade, you can't do it again. That being said, this isn't an end of scenario situation. If I can quickly kill the zombie villagers, I can get myself some emeralds, buy myself the sapling, then we would have an infinite supply of wood. However, an unforeseen problem has occurred. Oh, I've just realized something. How am I going to make a fermented spider eye? I don't have sugar. Oh, balls. So sugar, yeah, it's not so simple to fix this problem. You see, honey and sugarcane are the only way for me to be able to craft sugar, and I'm 99.9% sure that they can't spawn in here, so that's not good. I am also aware that witches can drop sugar when you kill them. However, I'm 25 days into this world and I'm actually yet to see a witch, so that's also a problem. I was so desperate for an idea that I actually put something on my community post basically saying, hey, does anyone have any ideas on how to fix this? The stuff that was suggested to me was pretty standard, i.e. the stuff that was before 1.17 wandering traders, which of course was really rare as well. And my favorite one, which was actually a really good idea, was to get a villager to be struck by lightning. That would turn it into a witch, which then would drop sugar. In isolation, great idea, but the problem is I need sugar to make the villager before I can turn the villager into the witch to get sugar to turn the villager into that. You get the point. Long story short, getting sugar here is going to be very difficult. I was figuring a lot of this out on day 26, so honestly not a lot happened. I also did try to keep the wandering trader from despawning by name tagging it Dinnerbone. I wasn't sure it was going to work, and spoiler alert, it didn't work, but hey, it was worth a go. On day 27, I went back to building where I got the roof done. It was very basic, but I honestly needed it to be basic. I also began moving a bunch of stuff that I had back up top. Unfortunately for me, I actually ran out of wood to make chests, so I am going to have to return back to the mine shaft to get myself some wood. By the time I got that done, I was back up and it was night. I did quickly go witch hunting in the area around me, but sadly for me, didn't find any. I got back to organizing my stuff on day 28. It did take a minute, but it was quite nice to actually have chests that were sorted with everything, I must say. And then wasted my time by running around for sugarcane again. I will mention yet again that at the time I was unaware that sugarcane could spawn in this world, so I was still trying at least. By the time I was done, it was night, so it was back to more witch hunting, but yet again, no witches. I did return to the Nether on day 29, where levels were the name of the game. I wanted to get up to 30 levels for when I do set up the level 30 enchanter, plus at some point I would like to use quartz in a build, so collecting the quartz was quite nice. I got to 21 levels, but decided to call it quits for now. I realized there was no point in me getting these levels at this point because I had no way for me to get a bunch of bookshelves easily. On day 30, my chat actually gave me an idea. I should build myself a mob spawner, except this mob spawner should be in the sky. In theory, I should avoid all the caves that were down below, and so there would only be one location for this mob spawner to spawn, which would be in the sky. So I started grabbing myself some cobble and started building my way up. I was working on it all the way until day 31, where I did actually run out of cobble. I yet again went running around for sugarcane. I know, I was very stubborn about it. Could have taken me 10 seconds to Google, by the way, but sadly no. I also yet again spent the night looking for witches, but yet again, just nothing. On 32, and I went back to cobblestone grinding. However, at this point, my chat pointed out that apparently the higher you are in the world, the less likely it is for mobs to spawn, which I didn't know that. There's no reason why I would have known that. So before you go and bully me, just a reminder that this was suggested by somebody in chat, so just be a little bit nice, okay? I still decided since I was halfway done with the build that I'm gonna finish it anyway. Will probably be a waste of time as well, but hey, it's worth a go. I got it finished on day 33. I even made an extra platform, a little bit of way to allow the mobs to potentially spawn. Here's hoping that it'll help. And when I went to check it on day 34, it didn't work. Shockingly enough, I'm sure everybody expected this to happen, but yet again, the mob spawners don't work. Me and these things, we just don't get along, okay? The real slap in the face that was this day was that on top of the mob spawner, a wandering trader spawned, which was pretty good. Unfortunately, there was no sugarcane, and the sapling that was there was dark oak, which I need 4 of them to actually be able to grow a tree. Now, in theory, I probably could have bought it, but yet again, I can't do anything with the dark oak sapling, so yeah, I'm gonna have to move on from that one. I then decided to go on one giant venture to see if I could find myself some sugarcane. So I spent the rest of 34, 35, 36, and half of 37 looking for sugarcane, but shockingly enough, I failed yet again. And with the mob grinder still not working for me, yeah, it wasn't a couple of good days for me, was it? Let's be honest. So I decided to just do something simple and go back caving. I was mainly yet again looking for coal since I was running low again, and after getting myself a little bit lower, apart from being overrun by a couple of mobs here or there, I unfortunately found no new goodies this day. That being said, on day 38, I did find myself a couple of diamonds. In fact, there was quite a few veins in here, and I was able to get quite a few diamonds. And then it happened. Shut up! It's happening, boys! Everybody calm down! Everybody calm the frick down! Please. 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 You are a selfish little evil monster. Any one of you watching this video expect this witch to drop sugar? Like, really? Because now that I watch it back, yeah, of course it wasn't going to drop sugar, let's be honest. Anyway, it was back to the diamond mining. I began heading back up on day 39, where I got myself a potato, which was a really good turn of events. That caving trip got me 29 diamonds, by the way, which was pretty nice. With this potato, I am wanting to set myself up a farm, so let me just quickly go ahead and grab myself some dirt. Because I think that's pretty cool. Oh my god. God. I know we don't talk very much. I have one piece of grass over here. If you could just give me 1 wheat seed, I will give 10 gifted subs to my Twitch chat. 10 right now. Okay? You and me. Oh, yeah, I forgot this notification. And with this wheat seed and potato, I now need to make myself a not-so-green greenhouse. I cleared out some land and planted some dirt. I got myself some water down to fertilize the crops, and here's a little trick for you if you're ever in this situation. Slabs can't freeze water, so yeah, it's a pretty useless tip, but if you're ever in this situation, this will fix it. Day 40 was a pretty simple day. I wanted to go back into the Nether to get some quartz, and also some warped wood, because I thought that could be a cool material to build with. But to go into the Nether, I of course need food. And so after bone mealing some taters, filling in the farm, bone mealing some wheat, and yet again filling in the farm, I got myself some cooked potatoes, which, you know, food. Who the fuck would have such a reliable source at this point? I entered the Nether and it was day 42. I'm not sure how that happened, but hey, we move on. And the first thing I did was I went into the bastion to see if I could find myself a netherite upgrade. Yet again, I did it pretty slowly. Some would say I did it like a pansy. I would say I did it BG style, you know, staying alive. But when I got to the center chest, I got myself the upgrade. It is straight up time to leave. There's nothing else in here that I really want at this point. I headed back home and made all the netherite upgrades that I could. I also added Unbreaking 3 to my sword, as well as I made my chestplate, which was protection 4 diamond, to a protection 4 netherite chestplate. Isn't that neat? I did return back to the caves on day 43. I was only a couple of diamonds short from actually duping the netherite upgrade one more time, which was something that I wanted to do. I decided that I was going to strip mine, and since I only need a couple of diamonds, I was hoping it wasn't going to take that long. Hold some. Ignore the fact that I just x-rayed. Telling Anna, telling Anna what? Guys, can we all just, nobody tell Anna that I'm x-raying though, like seriously. Like, nobody tell her, that wouldn't be cool. No one needs to tell anybody that I'm x-raying, you know what I mean? A location. Guys, seriously, nobody tell Anna that I'm x-raying, okay? I did also get a couple extra in this cave over here as well. I actually had 44 in total. I needed 4, so yeah, I definitely think I got enough. I got back at night too, by the way, for anybody who's keeping count. And it was on day 44 where I popped back into the Nether, and the simple goal, time to find myself the warped forest and get myself that warped wood. As I was searching, it did turn to day 45, and I was still picking up quartz along the way, since I still need that for the build as well. It was also this point that I found the warped forest, and so I chopped down every tree that I possibly could. And since I'm here as well, I am wanting to go to the stronghold somewhat soon, so let me quickly go ahead and grab myself some ender pearls. And thanks to the looting free that I already had, it took me legitimately no time at all. It is time to head back home. It turns out though on day 46 that I didn't have any blaze rods somehow, so I did have to quickly head back into the Nether and kill a couple of blazes to get some blaze rods, but again, thanks to looting free, it didn't take any time at all. The plan at this point was actually to go to the stronghold. I thought it was the easiest way to get books, since, you know, libraries are kind of full of them. And so after fixing my pickaxe and grabbing myself some obsidian, I got raided. As in like a pillager attack. I mean, there really wasn't a threat at all, let's be honest. And on day 47, I headed off into the world. It really didn't actually take that much time for me to find the stronghold, and I was very quickly into the library. I will of course take the trimmings, by the way, as well as I'll take the books. I did find the second library, by the way, and out of all the enchanted books that I found, this power 3 book is but is the best that I got. And on day 48, I got a nether portal set up in the stronghold so I could quickly travel between the two. Once I did get back home, though I did have the books, I unfortunately had no wood, so I can't make any bookshelves to set up an enchanter. So I went back into the mines, chopping all the wood from side to side. And on day 49, after 15 bookshelves, I made myself a level 30 enchanter. It's a shame I don't have any levels to use it, but it's nice to have it there when I'm ready. But since I do have it right there, I decided to return back to the Nether to get myself some more levels. I still do need myself a bit of quartz, and I was able to get 30 this day, which was quite nice. And so when I got home on day 50, I was a little low on food, admittedly, but when I went back to the tater grinding, yeah, I think I have enough right now. I also used my 30 levels on my boots. Protection feet was fine, it was definitely going to protect me, so may as well add some netherite to those bad boys. And on day 51, I started working on the not so green greenhouse. It was a mixture of quartz and warped logs. I unfortunately though on day 52 did run out of quartz, so it was a perfect reason for me to go back to the Nether. I'll definitely take the levels as well that I got from the quartz. That was pretty good. And I'm not joking, as I built this build, I legitimately was 1 quartz short from the quartz that I collected, so I had a solution. Yeah, I mean, you can't really tell, let's be honest. The last thing I need on day 53 to finish off the not so green greenhouse is sand. I want to put a bunch of glass in the walls as well as the roof, and so I quickly went on some sand grinding and got the glass into the walls. And it did take an extra day, but here we are on day 54 and the roof was in. We officially had completed the not so green greenhouse. On day 55, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do anything, but it was on day 56 where I went back nethering. I wanted to get myself a couple of levels so I could do some more level 30 enchants, so I started mining away all that quartz. I did take a little bit of a shortcut to get some extra levels by getting the advancement hot tourist destination, and with that I returned back home trying to get fortune on my pickaxe. Unfortunately I did fail, and then I used the other level 30 to enchant my helmet to make a pretty decent helmet. Now I would want to upgrade this helmet to netherite, but I was actually 1 age debris short of doing so, so I'll have to quickly pop back into nether. That's what I did on day 57. Since I only needed the 1, it genuinely didn't take any time at all for me to get it, get back, cook it up, and then of course make the full netherite. And with full netherite I could confidently say, as long as I can get myself some arrows, I should be able to kill the ender dragon with little to no problem. Unfortunately for me, there is no easy or simple way for me to actually get arrows in this world that wouldn't take an incredibly huge amount of time, so I decided that I was just going to try and get infinity. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Hello Lord, it's your boy, Havenhand, as you do. I really would like to get infinity here. And I know you're a busy guy, I know you got more important things to deal with, but I am a YouTuber with 160,000 subscribers, so you should give me infinity. You're a Lord, it's me again. I may have insulted you last time, I'm sorry about that one. That was on me, I lost my cool. Infinity is really important because I can't kill the dragon without it. So you want to do me a favor and, you know, find me in the Alps. Lord, me again. Sup, homie. How you doing? The shizzle, it's your nizzle. Danny Izzle. I'm so white. Can you just give me infinity so I don't have to do this again? I'm not funny enough to keep doing this. Oh, god damn it. Oh, that's not correct either. Lord. I mean, we've done this before. Just give me infinity. Alright. Fine. 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 Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all good. Not a problem. I really appreciate everybody popping by the stream today, and that will be the end of this one. I thank you all so much for that one, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, take care. So would you believe at this point that I pretty much gave up and went for a new plan? Shocking, I know. Let's cook up some gold and start bartering, because that worked so well the first time. I can't really get arrows, at least there's no simple or quick way for me to get arrows, but I can potentially trade spectral arrows with a piglin to get myself some arrows that way. To be fair, it did kind of work. I got myself about an extra stack of arrows, so I really can't complain about that one. In theory, with the arrows I now have, I should have enough to be able to kill the Ender Dragon. Why don't we go find out on day 64? I got some basics done and then returned to the stronghold. Into the end I go where, listen, let me be honest with you, I'm in full Netherite armor, so dealing with this was little to no issue, to be 100% honest with you. I had the dragon down quicker than you could count. And with the dragon down, I can grab the levels, look at all those precious levels. I can also grab the egg, and now I can head home. Day 65 was a pretty simple day. I firstly added all the end trims to my armor to make it look fancy, I know. I then finally got Infinity, because of course I did, after the dragon fight. After that, I got myself a rather alright sword, I would say, at least I believe so. And then I redid my armor a little bit, just to try and get the full protection that I possibly could. The only other thing I did this day was add a little monument to the egg. Ooh, looking nice. On day 66, and I was thinking quite big, so I actually made a snowman and started collecting some snow. The entire time that I've been streaming this 100 days, my entire chat has been asking me pretty much the entire time to make a polar bear house, and so I think it was finally time for me to go ahead and do that. I had all the snow that I needed by day 67, but I needed something black, and so I popped back into the Nether to see if I can get myself some blackstone. Now, lucky for me, there was a bastion right next to me, so it was very easy for me to just borrow their wall really quickly. And then when I returned, I was getting ready to start the build when I realized that I would have to follow the tutorial to do it the way that I wanted to, and that would have been honestly kind of boring, so I decided that I wasn't going to do that on the stream. The rest of the day, I pretty much was just grabbing a little bit of food and then grabbing a little bit of copper, the basic stuff really. But it was on day 68 where I started the process of getting some wither skulls. At least that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, the fortress that is right next to me, though it does spawn wither skeletons, it does it at such a slow and infrequent rate that I really struggled to actually get some wither skeletons here. I literally left the same day because I just couldn't find any and decided to work on something else. It was something really basic. I just wanted to make some coal paths in between my builds just so it's easy to get to them. I took an extra day to day 69 to actually put some walls in around the paths as well. It really wasn't much, but it was going to stop mobs from getting to me if they ever decide to come out this far. As well, I lit up the best that I could. Again, trying to stop any mobs from spawning on this bridge would be very beneficial for me, so yeah, hopefully this will work for me. Once I got the paths completed though, by day 70, I returned back to the Nether where I'm going to go ahead and get myself some skulls. I did spend the next 3 days in here, going in and out of the Nether trying to get wither skeletons to spawn, and to be fair, I got a single skull during this time, but this was definitely a slow process. I decided at this point I needed to have a break. And so on day 73, I got to work on the polar bear build. Now, again, I just followed the tutorial for this one, so I promise you, you are not missing much when I skip to day 78, where this is the completed build. Honestly, I actually really like it. I think it's a 10 out of 10 build. That being said, the only reason I did this was to put time off for me not doing the wither skeleton skull, so I think it's time that I go back into the Nether and get them. I spent longer in here than I usually do, unfortunately, so this was a bit of a pain. The only real time that I left for a significant amount of time was I got to 30 levels and redid a diamond pickaxe to get fortune 2. I pulled that my pickaxe before returning back to the Nether, but by the 82nd day I had myself the third skull. We are done, let's head home. I was preparing for a very big caving trip on day 73, but for now I just wanted to do something simple. I wanted to add another little haven touch to the world by making the Nether portal not just a portal. Added some netherrack, some lava, some fire around it. Again, it isn't that much, but I just feel like it's the little things that make a world come together. But after dilly-dallying on day 84, I decided that I needed to go caving. The ultimate goal here is to get enough iron for me to be able to make myself a full beacon, which, spoiler alert, is a lot of iron. I needed about 20 stacks of raw iron for me to be able to do this. It ended up taking about 5 days. Here we are on day 88, where I got the last little bit of iron just as the night hit, so and I'm very grateful to have it done. We can now head home. I did get back home on day 89, where I set myself up and also cook with some hoppers. In retrospective, I probably should have made myself some blast furnaces, but what can you do? For now, I'll leave it as is and see what else I can do whilst it's cooking. Now, I did actually grow a brain on day 90 and make those blast furnaces, and I also began making a platform that I actually wanted to put the beacon on. That is once I actually get the beacon. It wasn't really much of a platform, but hey, it looks nicer than just leaving it on the ice itself. Now, admittedly, on day 91, a lot of this was just me waiting around for the iron to cook. And so, out of all things I decided to do, I decided that I wanted to make myself a car. People joke that the house that I made over this 100 days looks a bit like a garage, so I made this. Now, it ain't no Ferrari, but okay, no, it looks terrible, let's be honest. I decided that the last bit of work I wanted to do on day 92 was to upgrade my tools to netherite. So I popped back into Nether, and in theory, it should be a relatively simple task. However, I apparently spawned in a location where it was just lava everywhere down at Y15. It took me a solid probably 5-10 minutes for me to find a location where I could actually mine some normal netherite without being swarmed by lava. The thing is as well, as soon as I actually had the good area, I pretty much found the ancient debris so quickly that if I just had that from the start, I probably would have only taken a couple of minutes in here. That being said, we now have the ancient debris, but let's head home. I did get back home on day 93. I made the netherite and upgraded my sword and pickaxe. I then hear you asking, did I just faff around again waiting for the iron to cook? And yes I did. It was day 94 and I think I was now ready as any point to actually fight the wither, but the problem was that I wanted to make myself some potions, and somehow I didn't notice over the last 94 days that I've never picked up nether wart. So I quickly returned to the fortress that I've been searching over the past 94 days, and surprisingly I didn't find any nether wart in here. I'm fairly confident this fortress just didn't have nether wart, which isn't necessarily a problem. I'll just have to go into the nether and explore. Luckily it only took me 5 minutes to find myself a new fortress, and literally the first room that I dug into had all the nether wart I needed. Right, let's head home. On day 95 I started brewing the potions, made myself some regeneration, health and strength potions. I did have to quickly pop back into the nether to get some glowstone so I can make the health potions into tier 2. And it was on day 96 where it was time for me to go and fight the wither. To be honest with you, the only real concern that I had about this was that my armor was mostly broken, and if my armor started breaking in the middle of the fight, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Luckily, and thanks to the potions, I was actually very easily and quickly able to defeat the wither. To be honest with you, he didn't even drop me below 8 hearts the entire time, so this really wasn't a hard fight at all. That being said, I am going to retire the armor now. I really don't want it to break at the end of this 100 days, so I'll just leave it on this armor stand. It's fine, I had replacements, and with the iron almost done, I started making the blocks and started working on the beacon. And it was on day 97 where I finished the beacon, or not. Apparently I was 8 blocks short. I did the maths incredibly wrong as it turns out, so I am gonna have to quickly pop into the caves to get myself some more iron. What I will say on day 98 is I'm very grateful they actually have the fortune enchant, because it only took me about 20 minutes for me to get the extra 70 iron that I actually needed. I was able to get back home, start cooking up the rest of the iron, and I had the beacon made on day 98. I was officially done this world. I slept until day 100.